When Final Fantasy was released by Square Enix in 1987, it wasn't merely launching a new game, but also attempting to redefine what an RPG could be. At a time when the RPG genre was dominated by Western titles like Wizardry and Ultima, Final Fantasy brought a different flavor to the table, one steeped in expansive storytelling and intricate world building, setting the stage for what would become one of the most influential franchises in gaming history. In Final Fantasy, the intricate world of the game emerges not just as a backdrop, but as a vital character in its own right. The game presents a sprawling universe, meticulously crafted with diverse environments that range from lush forests and vast deserts to bustling cities and eerie dungeons. Each locale isn't merely a space to be traversed, it's a puzzle piece of a broader, deeply interconnected world where history, mythology, and adventure intertwined seamlessly. The journey begins in the humble town of Corneria, setting the stage for the epic adventure that unfolds. As players venture further, they encounter the Dwarf Cave, Alfheim, and the Marsh Cave, each location brimming with unique cultural details and lore that enrich the game's world. Alfheim, for example, isn't just a city, it's a sanctuary for the elves, reflecting their elegance and connection to the magic and nature through its architecture and ambient storytelling. Travel is central to the Final Fantasy experience, and as such, the design of the world facilitates an expansive sense of adventure. The seas can be sailed, skies flown over, and vast land crossed, each mode of travel revealing different aspects of the game's geography and secrets it holds. The strategic placement of towns and dungeons along the journey ensures that players feel a sense of progression and discovery, pushing them to explore further and delve deeper into the mysteries of the world. Moreover, the game's use of a world map enhances the epic scale of the adventure. This high-level view of the world not only aids in navigation but also highlights the vastness of the game's universe, putting into perspective the grandeur of the hero's quest. The world of Final Fantasy is not just a series of locations. It's a vibrant, living world with its own history, conflicts, and characters, all woven into a tapestry that players unravel as they journey towards the restoration of the light to the orbs. The narrative of Final Fantasy stands as a testament to the game's ambition and scope, unraveling a story that transcends the usual confines of early video game storytelling. The journey begins modestly, with 4 young heroes, each in possession of a darkened orb, setting out to restore these orbs to their former luster. This initial quest, however, is merely the surface of a deep, intricate saga that spans continents, time, and the very fabric of reality. As players progress, they discover that the orbs are tied to the elemental forces of their world, each guarded by malevolent forces that have disrupted the natural balance. This quest leads them through ancient ruins, mystical forests, and forgotten dungeons, each locale dripping with lore and echoing the past triumphs and tragedies that have shaped the world. The narrative depth is enhanced by the introduction of time travel elements, where players must venture 2,000 years into the past to confront the root cause of the world's suffering, giving the storyline a dramatic and epic scale. Characters met along the way are more than mere quest givers or vendors. They are survivors, sages, and warriors tied deeply to the world's history and its fate. The plight of the character adds layers to the narrative, weaving personal stories into the larger tapestry of the quest. For instance, the story of the elf prince put into a deep sleep by the dark elf Astos ties personal tragedy to the broader narrative of a world out of balance, emphasizing themes of sacrifice and redemption that resonates throughout the game. This intricate storytelling was pioneering at the time, offering players a narrative richness that was rare in video games. It set a high bar for RPGs, demonstrating that the medium could handle complex narratives akin to those found in traditional fantasy literature. Final Fantasy thus became not just a game but a sprawling epic tale, inviting players to lose themselves in a world as rich and detailed as the story it aimed to emulate. This narrative ambition would become a defining feature of the series, influencing countless other games in the RPG genre. Final Fantasy distinguished itself through its refined gameplay mechanics, which integrated a deep level of strategic planning and customization that was pioneering for RPGs at the time. The game employed a turn-based combat system that was about more than just choosing attacks or spells. It required thoughtful consideration regarding positioning, the types of attacks used, and the timing of healing and defensive maneuvers. This combat system encouraged players to engage with the game's mechanics on a cerebral level, considering each action's long-term consequence on their journey. The introduction of a party system, where players could select and customize the classes of their group from a range including from fighters, thieves, monks, red mages, white mages, and black mages, added a layer of strategy unique to each player's experience. This choice in character class not only affected the abilities available to the player, but also significantly influenced how they approached both combat and exploration. For example, choosing a party without magical support made certain battles more challenging, but rewarded players with higher physical damage output and resilience. Furthermore, Final Fantasy implemented a groundbreaking magic system, categorized into levels rather than a single pool of mana. This system required players to think strategically about when to use their limited higher level spells or conserve them for more crucial moments. The game also introduced a wide array of equipment and items, each with its own properties and potential impacts on gameplay. Managing inventory, deciding what to keep, what to use, and what to discard was crucial, especially given the limited carrying capacity. The game's world was filled with puzzles and hidden secrets that challenged players to explore every corner of the map, from hidden passages to cryptic clues left by NPCs. The environment itself was a puzzle box waiting to be unlocked. This level of interaction with the game's world was very immersive, making exploration and discovery as much a part of gameplay as the experience of combat. These gameplay elements, strategic combat, deep customization, intricate magic and inventory systems, and engaging environmental puzzles, showcased Final Fantasy's innovation in RPG mechanics. They not only enhanced the depth and replayability of the game, but also set a new standard for the complexity and richness that could be expected in role-playing games. Final Fantasy's most significant contribution was how it pushed the boundaries of storytelling in video games. The expansive narrative structure and depth of the game's world set a new standard for what an RPG could achieve in terms of story. It demonstrated that video games could be more than just interactive entertainment. They could be a medium for complex storytelling. Today, Final Fantasy stands as a towering achievement in the RPG genre. Its legacy is not just in its sequels and spin-offs, but in how it inspired an entire generation of game developers and storytellers. Its bold approach to narrative and gameplay continues to influence the design and development of RPGs, making its mark on countless games that followed. Final Fantasy was more than just a game. It was a narrative revolution that expanded the horizon of video game storytelling.